that victim was able to escape, call police, and we began to investigate.
Right now on Apple Valley News Now live at 6, Kennewick police need your help in locating 2 suspects accused in a kidnapping case. Also ahead, it has been more than a decade since the last pool shut down in East Yakima, but as our Emily Goodell will tell us, a new pool is coming. Plus, our Morgan Huff is learning more about a new program for book lovers from one Tri-City area library. But first, from heavy rain in the Tri-Cities to snow in parts of the Yakima Valley, the weather causing issues today, but will it continue? Stacy's here.
Well, like I said yesterday, umbrella, you need a scraper, and possibly a snow shovel. We'll tell you what's coming up this weekend.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
It was a snowy day across Yakima County. We're going to take a look at our Legends Casino Skycam in Toppenish. This was just before the noon hour today. You can see all the snow. While things looked nice and calm here, the roadways were a different story. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed. It is the first Friday of the new year. Weather is our big story tonight. Check out these pictures from an Apple Valley News Now viewer. He said this was the scene on his way to White Pass today. Emergency crews were stuck dealing with this flipped car on Highway 12. And take a look at this backup, a big one, also on Highway 12. This was between Glebe and Natchez. For Tri-Cityans, rain has been the issue all day. Check out this crash earlier today around the noon hour on southbound Interstate 182, right near the Richland Y. This was due to the rainy conditions. Traffic was backed up for miles. 2 vehicles were involved. No word just yet on any injuries. Staying in the Tri-Cities, we have been seeing more rain than normal. This is what it looked like in Richland today. We heard from numerous viewers about flooding issues, whether in their basement or their garages. We spoke with Washington State Patrol Trooper Sarah Clayson. She says they have been responding to numerous calls today for help.
But for the most part, it's kind of been helping with the light traffic with the holiday. People on break, at least there's no school in right now, so that's kind of been helping with some of the traffic. But yeah, we encourage people to drive with their headlights on and maintain safe following distances. And it's been pretty mild for our season. It's starting to pick up.
We are still waiting on the rain totals for the last 12 hours. The question now is more rain and snow on the way. First Alert, Stacy Lee joining us live with a first look at our forecast, and it looks like the radar is still active.
It's been a rainbow on the radar today, yes. We have rain still moving through the Tri-Cities this evening. We have some rain mixed with snow here in between Yakima and Hanford. We have snow still falling lightly across Ellensburg and active weather right on into the Blues. So that is the case for tonight. 39 degrees on our Yakima Federal Skycam. Our winds are light at 6. The feels like temp is 35. Those temperatures are going to be dropping down below the freezing level. Now, we do have some winter weather advisories to worry about through the weekend. This will be through Sunday. Pass is picking up another 3 to 4 on Snoqualmie. Blewett 4 to 6. White Pass 2 to 5. So very active weather all weekend. Here's what it looks like. That was today's system gone. Tomorrow, here's the rain moving in later in the evening time with more snow across the Cascades and the Blues. And then our next system starts to move in on Sunday. That one will mainly stay to the south, but we could see a few residual showers coming through the area. Here's what I'm talking about for tonight. Temperatures down in the freezing level. So with all the moisture on the roadways, we could see patchy black ice developing through the region. So do take some extra time. More local showers through the weekend. Look for some patchy fog, especially in the valleys tonight. Mountain snow through Sunday. And again, that black ice, that's what I'm worried about for tonight. I'll tell you more coming up in just a few minutes. Austin?
All right, Stacy, we'll see in just a bit. It has been more than a decade since the last pool shut down in East Yakima. But new at 6 now, Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us construction is underway for a new aquatic center at Martin Luther King Jr. Park.
It's taken years of hard work, planning, and fundraising, but the East Yakima community will soon have its pool once again. A $10.8 million project funded by state, county, and local leaders, driven by the community.
The generosity of this community to help get this pool built has just been fantastic. We're a little bit short, could still use a little bit more if someone wanted to donate, but definitely we're really, really close.
To building not just a pool, but a whole aquatic center at Martin Luther King Jr. Park.
So this will be the area where people will pay and enter into the facility. So this covered area will have ticket windows and then areas for people to talk to staff as well. This will be our activity pool where a lot of the fun things will happen. We'll have volleyball in there and basketball.
Plus ninja cross and lap swimming. The other area for zero depth entry, shallow water for kids.
Then there's a vortex a little bit further where people can go and there'll be water moving. And then just in the middle of these two, a little bit past, will be where the big water slide will be.
Plus an area for food trucks and a community room for events, bringing residents together.
To the people in this community that donated, that gave $5 to $500,000, just so grateful to be able to build this facility and have donors like that here supporting us. It's great to think about the future and what this facility will bring to our community.
Parks officials tell me construction is on track for the aquatic center to be able to open in early June. In Yakima, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Staying in Yakima County, the state Supreme Court is set to make a decision next week on the appeal for the first recall petition against Mabton's Mayor Rachel Morales. If they decide to uphold the Superior Court judge's decision, the recall moves forward. The next step, petitioners need about 60 resident signatures to be certified by the auditor's office, which then has to put the question to the voters within the next 45 to 90 days. The deadline to get it on the February ballot has already passed.
So I think the fair thing to say is that if and when the recall comes, it's going to be conducted between February 12th and August 5th.
The state Supreme Court should be making a decision about the recall appeal at a meeting on January the 9th. The city of Sunnyside has announced the second meeting of the Sunnyside Business Advisory Council. It is set to take place this coming Wednesday, January 8th at 12 p.m. The meeting will be held in the Sunnyside Fire Department training room. You'll be able to share your concerns and ideas when it comes to local business. The city council, city manager, police, and fire chief, along with the public works director, will all be on hand. We have a crime alert from the Kennewick Police Department tonight. They need your help. That's because detectives have been investigating a kidnapping and robbery that occurred in the early morning hours of December 17th. 56-year-old Darren Burden of Pasco and 34-year-old Leah Graham of Kennewick have been identified as suspects in the case. And both have felony warrants for kidnapping first degree and robbery first degree, both Class A felonies. A firearm was used during the crime, so they are both considered armed and dangerous.
Are these cases rare? Yeah, we don't get a lot of kidnapping cases where an individual is actually taken from a location. When that occurs, we utilize many different resources to try to locate where they're at. In this instance, it was kind of the other way around, where the suspect freed themselves without police involvement.
Now, police told me today the victim in the kidnapping escaped on the day of the incident and contacted authorities. The victim is okay and not with the suspects. KPD also says the victim was known to the suspects and this is not a random incident. But if you know anything, call KPD right away. We have yet another scam alert, this one coming from the city of Kennewick. They have been made aware of a text message circulating from a survey company called Dynata, claiming to collect information from residents. Officials say this company is not associated with the city of Kennewick in any way. The city tells us they will always notify citizens through official channels if they are indeed conducting a survey or collecting data. So if you receive this kind of text, it's best to ignore it and get rid of it. New tonight from the Benton County Sheriff's Office, the sheriff is showing off their brand new cars that have been starting to show up over the last few days. This one here is equipped with a ballistic door panel. Sheriff Croskery says he is hoping that someday all of their patrol vehicles will have the panels, but for now, several of their new cars will have them. Ford, which introduced the company's first purpose-built police package in 1950, says every new vehicle of theirs is designed with what they call the Ford Police DNA: officer safety, durability, performance, purpose-built, and upfit friendly. New tonight, the days of paying for multiple library cards are over. As Apple Valley News Now's Morgan Huff explains, a new project with regional libraries makes access to books easier for the community.
Community members in the Mid-Columbia, Walla Walla, and Dayton regions now have access to a larger selection of books without the hassle of paying for multiple library cards.
Each library is unique. They all offer great things. By being able to get a library card at each of them, it just gives people in our region more access.
The Richland Library, Mid-Columbia, Walla Walla Public, Walla Walla County, and Columbia County Libraries have teamed together to launch a new project that allows members of one to get a reciprocal card to check out books at any of the 5 participating libraries.
This is a pilot project with these 5 libraries right now. We're certainly open to talking about more libraries in the future. If you're a member of one, you can get a library card at one of the other libraries.
The reciprocal card gives access to all physical items as well as the library's databases to check if a participating location has the book you're looking for. But if you're looking for digital items,
so things like ebooks and audiobooks you want to have access to.
Reporting in Richland, Morgan Huff, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Morgan, thank you for that. To learn how to get involved, just go to our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. Apple Valley News Now live at 6 on this Friday, just getting started. Coming up, we are taking a look back at a time when Jimmy Carter visited Washington State. Also, Stacy is up next with your weekend First Alert weather forecast. We're on your side and we're back in just a bit.
When it comes to what's best in a mattress,
big ol' springs,
memory foam,
springs,
foam. Denver Mattress says, why not both? Introducing the Doctor's Choice Hybrid with the cooling full body comfort of gel memory foam and individually wrapped coils featuring Boss technology. All packed in this easy to manage box. Choose from the luxury firm, Plush, and Eurotop. And rest easy knowing it's backed by our 365-night better sleep guarantee. The Doctor's Choice Hybrid, exclusively at Denver Mattress.
Dear 2031, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
Get 4.99% APR for up to 60 months on many of your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
I've always had an eye for opportunity. As a kid, I was hustling, selling candy, mowing lawns, you name it. That drive never left me. The first time I tasted crumble, it was clear to me this was more than just a cookie. From that moment, I knew this was a chance to bring the taste of something new to our neighborhood. But I couldn't do it alone. That's where Happel came in. With their support, I was able to secure the loan that brought Crumble to our community. Where do you credit union?
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
On behalf of STCU, we want to present you with this $1,000 check.
About 5 years ago, Chrissy Rader saw Siberian Huskies getting abandoned left and right all throughout the area. Large dogs that people didn't want anymore, but dogs that needed care and attention just like any other living thing.
There's a lot of passion, a lot of tears, but there's also a lot of happiness too when you see them get home.
STCU honors volunteers in our community. To nominate someone, click on Volunteers Count at applevalleynewsnow.com.
That's what you said.
Do you know what's going on in your backyard?
They score! That's American hockey, baby!
I'm David Muir.
Thank you so much for making Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest and ABC's Good Morning America the most watched morning news on local TV.
Tonight on 2020, a college student mysteriously vanishes on winter break.
Did he run away? Was he injured? Had he been abducted?
Now, follow the clues across social media and text messages. 2020, tonight on ABC.
Seattle faces off against Edmonton at Climate Pledge, Saturday on MeTV.
Welcome back to Apple Valley News Now live at 6. The memorials for Jimmy Carter begin tomorrow when he's transferred from his hometown of Plains, Georgia to Atlanta. A ceremony will be held at the Carter Presidential Center in Atlanta in the afternoon tomorrow. But tonight, we are taking a look back at a visit from Carter in Tacoma, Washington, decades ago. Here's Lionel Donovan.
From the archives of Tacoma's library, Anna Trammell tells the story of a special trip former President Jimmy Carter made to Washington in September of 1980.
He actually visited at the invitation of Tacoma Mayor Mike Parker, who was mayor between 1979 and 1982. And we have the personal papers of Mike Parker.
Trammell says those records, which include photos and correspondence letters, along with news articles and video footage,
President Carter is in Tacoma at this hour,
paint the picture of a city excited to welcome its president to Tacoma.
There was a lot of coverage leading up to the visit. So the News Tribune and other local media really doing a lot to get people excited about this visit. Oh, and here's a great one.
Trammell says Carter's visit to Tacoma was part of his 1980 re-election campaign, and his goal was to capture the labor vote.
We can see SIU welcomes President Carter,
which meant taking a tour of the Continental Grain Terminal at the Port of Tacoma.
Carter aide said the president wanted to talk to the workers.
It was important for him to be here, have a presence at the Port of Tacoma. Actually, during this visit, he gave a speech to about 500 workers at the port.
Employment in Tacoma in the metropolitan area has gone up.
So that was really a big initiative and an area where he was trying to push his vote.
One of the most notable things about Carter's visit was when he stood right here on Pacific Avenue to greet the crowd. Actually, he stood a little higher.
There was pandemonium on Pacific Avenue.
People were complaining because they couldn't actually see him. Just the big crowd, everybody was on the same level. Nobody could actually see President Carter. He got out of the limousine and climbed up onto the roof so that everyone could see him. We have everything recorded here, minute by minute, including his feat of climbing up on the limo. And it was impromptu. You can even see a very stern-looking Secret Service agent here in the foreground. He also visited a local senior center.
Carter's visit to Tacoma is actually part of a long tradition of presidents visiting the city.
Roosevelt, Kennedy, other presidents that have visited the area.
Trammell says it's important to highlight that history and that Tacoma isn't overlooked.
I think that maybe people have felt like Tacoma is sort of in the shadow of Seattle, and maybe it'd make more sense for sitting presidents to go there. So the fact that at this point 9 presidents had visited, and some had, spent a considerable amount of time here.
I've had a good visit to Tacoma.
And as the country mourns Jimmy Carter's passing, Trammell says it's important to maintain these archives so Tacoma's place in Carter's legacy won't be forgotten.
That history, Tacoma's story, can be revealed through these photographs and documents that have been preserved. So it's really important for us to be able to hang on to these things to make sure they're available for future generations.
Lionel Donovan, King 5 News.
According to ABC News, the funeral is an attractive target for violent extremists to attack, especially after the New Orleans attack. So tomorrow, authorities say they will be stepping up patrols.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, we've had very active weather all day long. Weimar Skycam, we're looking down into Yakima. Now, normally you'd be able to see lights. That's some low clouds and fog already starting to develop there. And we're going to be seeing that over the next couple of days. 35, we're still above the freezing level, but that's going to be changing. Winds are light though, and visibility down to 7 miles. Let's take a closer look at what we have on our active radar. So we're in between systems right there for Yakima, but we're still seeing that rain sliding through the Columbia Basin, and we're seeing some snow here in the Blue Mountains. A little bit of mixed precip just outside of Walla Walla. System track for tomorrow, we're going to look for evening showers, wet on the west side, snow in the mountains, and again, widespread showers through our region. Let's check Futurecast. Snow will be confined to the Blues tonight. The rain showers are tapering off overnight. As we jump into your Saturday, we'll start out cloudy, foggy, overcast. Then comes the rain later in the evening, all the way down the Yakima Valley into the Columbia Basin, with snow showers in the Blues and once again in the Cascades. Rain showers will move on out. We'll continue to see some heavy snow at times in the Blues. And then on Sunday, another system moving in. It's mainly going to impact Oregon for the most part, but your snow potential very, very good. In fact, here's what we're looking at: 4 to 6 inches on Blewett, 3 to 4 on Snoqualmie Pass, 2 to 5 additional inches on White Pass. Ellensburg could pick up a couple more snowflakes. Tollgate looking at 3 to 6 inches, and Cabbage Hill 2 to 3. If you're traveling across those regions, make sure you trip check for Oregon and the WashDOT website. Here's what it looks like as far as Sunday goes: mainly rain showers. So cold tonight, mountain snow, valley fog, and I'm worried about black ice because we do drop down below that freezing level tonight. Tri-Cities, Hermiston, Pendleton, and right up into the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. Take some extra precautions if you're hitting the roadways tonight, and then be aware of that fog developing. Going to be pretty thick at times in the valleys. Breezy winds, 45. Look at Sunday. Should be a fairly nice day. 47 degrees. We're going to stay in the 40s as we move through the week, with those overnight lows dropping into the freezing level a little bit later in the week. Saturday and Sunday, we're looking for foggy days in Yakima, and those temperatures staying pretty much in the 30s, hovering right above 40 degrees. More fog possible in the Ellensburg area, with temperatures staying in the 30s, with those overnight lows still chilly there in Ellensburg. Walla Walla's got some breezy winds. Look for more showers developing. That's the hit or miss showers on Sunday as that system comes through. We could wrap around from Oregon into the Blue Mountains and Hermiston. Look for breezy winds. 49 degrees though on Sunday. I'll take that. And then we'll stay in the 30s and 40s the rest of the week. So active weather. We had a lot of stuff. I told people plan for extra commute time this morning, and that was the case from Sunnyside all the way through the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. So
all right,
black ice, be safe.
For sure. All right, Stacey, thank you. Up next, we've got a health report in regards to changes with alcohol labeling. Details right after this.
Save now with 3 big weeks of savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Members only pricing has Dello 15W40 diesel oil for $12.99. Get $2 off Audubon Park's 20-pound Songbird food. Old Trapper beef jerky is $11.99. Winter stock reduction pricing means up to 50% off all clearance athletic shoes and select clearance Dickies and Key Work shirts. Not a member? Get your $5 lifetime membership today. Save more with New Year's savings only at Bi-Mart.
At More Furniture, we're starting the new year with freedom of choice. Choose from the widest variety of styles and colors for every room in your home. With cozy sofas, elegant dining sets, and stylish bedrooms, we've got everything you need to create your dream home. Plus, during this holiday weekend, you'll get our very best offer. Pay no interest until 2026. Get free white glove delivery, and we'll pay your sales tax. Hurry into More Furniture this New Year's weekend for the best selection.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills and simply toss those old bottles of pills. But thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on and your information is gone. Look, an identity thief can use simple information to get access to your credit card. Then you're responsible for the bills. But ID Police permanently prints a unique encryption graphic that makes it impossible to read through, both on the front and through the back, even if the paper is held up to the light. And it works on all forms of paper, matte or glossy. Paper shredders are slow and always jam, but roll with ID Police and you're in control. Watch again. Here's a bank statement with your name and account number. Now, one easy roll and all your personal information is blocked. Name and address? Blocked. Credit card number? Blocked. Phone, electricity, and gas bill? Now they're all safe to toss in the trash. So relax. Even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. And those applications or pre-approved checks make you vulnerable too. So block it out before you throw it out. And thwart any thief with the ID Police. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. That's right, free shipping. This offer is not available on Amazon, but it is available online or on the phone. So call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Take control with ID Police on patrol. Order now.
Call 1-800-803-1624. That's 1-800-803-1624 or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-803-1624 now.
Back now with a health alert. A new advisory issued today by the U.S. Surgeon General is calling for updated health warning labels on alcoholic beverages, citing the increased cancer risk. Mandy Gaither takes a look at what's behind this push and has reaction from health experts.
It's a new call to warn Americans about the effects of alcohol. U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy issued this advisory Friday, seeking labels on alcoholic beverages, warning of cancer risks.
The reality is that more people die every year of preventable alcohol-related cancers than drunken driving. And I think most people probably don't realize that.
Medical oncologist Dr. Dale Shepard with Cleveland Clinic says he hopes this advisory brings awareness. The Surgeon General's office says less than half of Americans are aware of increased cancer risk from alcohol, and that it's the third leading preventable cause of cancer in the U.S. That risk rises with the amount of alcohol consumed.
I think in general, moderation is key.
The advisory says every year in the U.S., alcohol is responsible for about 100,000 cancer cases and 20,000 cancer deaths. It's linked to at least 7 types of cancer, including breast, colorectal, esophagus, liver, mouth, throat, and voice box.
Lifestyle changes can have a positive impact on cancer risk, risk for heart disease, risk for diabetes. We can't underestimate the ability that we have to change our lifestyle and make ourselves healthier.
An updated warning label on alcoholic beverages to reflect cancer risk would require approval from Congress. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now. We've got our 6:30 half hour with more news and weather.
And of course, we've got your Schweitzer Mountain Ski Report. You're going to want to check that out for weekend skiing and snowboarding conditions.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
You love the internet. But do you love your internet? Do frozen screens make your heart melt? Do buffering wheels give you butterflies? Didn't think so. You should meet Ziply Fiber. It's faster, it's friendlier, it's fiber. Ziply is fiber optic internet. That means no lag and no buffering. Gotta love it. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply. Plans as low as $10 a month.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you, in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. And if a great brew is one of those things that's calling, Kittitas County is the place to be. Award-winning breweries with local flavors for every palate and a story behind every pour. Adventure awaits you all year long. To begin your experience, visit CentralWashingtonOutdoor.com. Adventures, activities, dining, lodging, and more. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
How many times have you tried to clean a stubborn mess but end up with no success? What you need is the all-new waterproof Ruby Horsepower, the new cordless and rechargeable power scrubber that cleans faster and easier, guaranteed. Watch, baked on oven grease is no match. It blasts away dirt and grime in no time. The power comes from our rotating brushes, spinning at 350 RPM. The incredible torque fights calcium, mildew, mold, and more. Take it in the kitchen where it busts through caked-on crud, or outside and tackle tough tasks with ease. Get your Ruby Horsepower with 4 additional attachments, all for just $39.99. Great news! They're in stock and ready to ship. Due to high demand, only 2 per order. Order now.
Call 1-800-959-5913. That's 1-800-959-5913, or visit horsepowerscrubber.com. So call 1-800-959-5913 now.
There's something new on Apple Valley News Now's Meet TV, the Seattle Kraken. With the Seattle Kraken, the action on the ice is nonstop. Every hit, every power play, every goal. Watch select Kraken games all season on Meet TV.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored locally by Yakima Federal Savings and Loan. Checking, home loans, savings. Prosser Memorial Health, this is how we care. And Legends Casino Hotel, fun is how we roll.
Right now on the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m. New details in the Washington State stowaway case. Plus, which U.S. state ranks the best when it comes to buying a used car? Here's a hint: Evergreen. Those stories and more right now at 6:30.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
Well, we hope you've had a good first Friday of 2025. Yeah. That still sounds weird, doesn't it?
It is. The first Friday night of 2025. Yeah. I like it. It's been a pretty good week. But what's looking great, Austin, if you ski or snowboard, this is a good weekend to get out and do that. Let's take a look at our Schweitzer Mountain camera. This is from earlier today, top of their basin quad. Look at lots of folks, and now you can see that fog layer hanging around, and there's some moisture. They were going anywhere from rain to freezing rain today, but expecting some pretty good snowfall coming their way. Here's what it looks like for tomorrow. Again, a little bit of that mixed precip, but 29 degrees should keep the mountain holding up really nicely as far as snow goes. Taking a peek at Ski Bluewood, they've had 2 inches of new snow in the last 24. More snow coming tomorrow, 30 for the daytime high, the wind chill at 20 degrees. And at White Pass, 32. More snow headed their way. They had 5 inches of new in the last 24. Chilly up there, though, the wind chill factor at 17 degrees. Let's take a look at projected snowfall totals into the weekend. Everybody picking up a little bit, most of it at White Pass, 4 inches on Saturday, 3. But looking at Schweitzer, 2 inches Saturday, 5 inches on Sunday. There you go. I might road trip it up there. Mission Ridge picking up a little bit, about an inch both days. So again, get on up to those mountains and enjoy. It's going to be a great weekend for skiing and snowboarding. Still to come, your full weather forecast for the weekend. Austin?
All right, Stacey, we'll see in just a bit. Turning to the SeaTac stowaway case, the suspect is now facing more charges. Jeremy Harris has the latest update.
The first time police got a report of 33-year-old Shemaya Small was Christmas Eve, when witnesses said she was barefoot and clenching a bottle of whiskey. Cops at SeaTac say they found her in a terminal bathroom where she claimed to have diarrhea and refused to come out. Police ended up leaving her alone, but hours later, Small was arrested after boarding a Delta flight to Honolulu. Investigators say she didn't have a ticket and had snuck past TSA and the Delta gate.
Airport security seems great, so I don't know how that happens.
If someone without ticket can get through, that means we have some improvements to do, right?
While travelers have a hard time believing what happened,
she clearly knew what to do in order to get through the airport.
It was no surprise to aviation security analyst Alexandra James.
I think in the most recent cases, we're seeing individuals exploiting holiday travel rushes.
Several stowaways have been caught in the last year, including this traveler in Salt Lake City who was seen on camera allegedly taking a picture of another passenger's ticket, then boarding a flight.
We've had stowaways who have been caught and then have quite happily told police, yeah, it's not my first time.
Stowaways can face serious consequences, especially if they're caught after the boarding door closes, which is when what's known as special aircraft jurisdiction of the United States kicks in, potentially leading to federal charges with large fines and the potential for years in prison.
I mean, how does somebody even do that? I can't even imagine how you do that. You have to have tickets to everything and documentation.
That was Jeremy Harris reporting. The investigation will continue. Turning to business news tonight, tech giant Meta is scrambling to delete several of its own AI-generated accounts. The move comes after human users began engaging with the accounts and posting about the bot's sloppy imagery and tendency to lie in chats with humans. The issue emerged last week when Meta's vice president of generative AI told the Financial Times that the company expects its homemade AI users to appear on its platforms in much the same way that human accounts do. That raised concerns that AI-generated content would disrupt the main function of social media, fostering human-to-human connection. As users began to sniff out some of Meta's AI accounts this week, the backlash grew, in part because of the way the AI accounts describe their racial and sexual identities. Apple has agreed to pay $95 million to affected customers to settle a privacy class action lawsuit over its virtual assistant Siri. The settlement, which must be approved by a judge, would end a 5-year legal battle over the issue. The suit claims that Siri can be accidentally activated and then record parts of people's conversations without consent. Plaintiffs also claim Apple violated users' privacy by forwarding those recordings to third parties. In the settlement, Apple said it, quote, continues to deny any and all alleged wrongdoing. The investigation into a deadly New Year's Day truck ramming in New Orleans is not only uncovering evidence of what happened, but it's casting a spotlight on why some preventative measures didn't happen sooner or at all. Now, the city council says it will seek out its own answers into what one member is calling troubling revelations surrounding the deadly attack. Lee Waldman reports from New Orleans.
Federal security agencies are advising law enforcement across the country to be on the lookout for potential threat of copycat attacks. Tonight, we're above Bourbon Street, above street level, but just behind us on the corner is where one of those improvised explosive devices was found inside of a cooler.
This was a cascading series of failures.
New Orleans City Council member J.P. Morell is demanding answers into why more wasn't done to prevent the deadly truck attack on New Year's Day.
During the FBI briefing yesterday, it was made public that this individual posted on social media well before the attack that he intended to do something, and that this was not flagged.
Equally concerning, he says, the lack of use of the city's protective bollards. A 2019 security report raised the alarm about the safety structure's vulnerabilities. And city leaders said this week that the bollards were in the process of being replaced, which is why they weren't activated on the morning of the attack. Now the city council's launching its own investigation.
It's troubling that with the Super Bowl being awarded to the city, that this was not prioritized immediately to get done. We're getting to the bottom of what happened, because right now there was a problem.
The police chief confirmed that wedges and Archer barriers were in place for Sugar Bowl crowds on Thursday.
Even if it did malfunction, we have all of this extra protection. But we have raised it. We have what we call the Archers for the sidewalk protection.
Archers that remain in place today, but weren't there on New Year's Day when the truck's driver veered around a police car and drove onto the sidewalk. All factors spurring the council's new fact-finding mission.
Obviously, what was done to address this problem before this attack was beyond insufficient. And we're going to find the answers to those questions.
Tonight, we're learning that where Jabbar turned onto Bourbon Street from Canal Street was the only sidewalk wide enough for a vehicle to fit through. Others would have been too narrow. That's according to Louisiana Representative Troy Carter. In New Orleans, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
Other news, and in your political headlines tonight, Republican Mike Johnson won re-election to the House speakership on a first ballot, pushing past GOP hard-right holdouts and with a nod of support from President-elect Trump. A collection of hardline Republicans convened in the back of the House chamber during a tense roll call, one by one declining to vote or choosing another lawmaker. In the end, however, Johnson was able to flip two remaining holdouts who switched to support him. In a post on Truth Social, Trump called Johnson's re-election an unprecedented vote of confidence in Congress. A New York judge upheld President-elect Donald Trump's conviction today. Trump asked the court to throw out the jury's verdict after he was reelected. The judge rejected that today and set a sentencing hearing for January 10th. He gave Trump the option to appear in person or virtually. Trump's lawyers have previously indicated they would appeal any effort to sentence him prior to Inauguration Day. That is set for January 20th. In May, a jury found Trump guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records. Back in the Evergreen State, Washington is the lowest priced state in America to buy a used car. That's according to a new study out today. Vehicle issue platform Auto Technique analyzed over 68,000 unique used and certified pre-owned car listings on Cars.com. The listings for each state were grouped together to find the average cost of a used car. Exotic cars costing over $150,000 were not included in the study. The states were then ranked from lowest average cost to highest average cost to reveal the cheapest and most expensive spots to purchase a second-hand vehicle. Ohio came in second, followed by Virginia at third. Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6:30. We've got an update from the Tri-City Americans, and Stacy returns with your weekend First Alert weather forecast. We're back right after this.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert weather.
One night, two incredible bands. Lit. Fuel. Ignited We Stand Tour 2025. Friday, January 17th, Legends Casino Hotel. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Don't miss Lit and Fuel together live.
Did you know that maintaining your oral hygiene not only ensures your teeth and gums are in good health, but also ensures that you are free from disease-causing bacteria?
These same bacteria are found in blood clots of people who have recently suffered heart attacks. Biomarkers from these oral bacteria can be found in up to 50% of the clots taken from these victims. Now more than ever, oral health is directly related to your overall health.
Trust the team of experts at Avanta Dental. Our friendly team is ready to help you have a brighter, healthier future.
There's two kinds of people. Those who wait for the storm to pass, and those who drive a Ford Bronco Sport SUV. You'll feel confident driving J.D. Power's #1 small SUV for new vehicle quality. Off the pavement, go over any type of terrain with one of the 5 standard GOAT modes. And with 4x4 capability standard on all models, almost nothing gets in your way. When you drive a Ford Bronco Sport in weather like this, you don't just get through it, you embrace it.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Is your closet cramped and cluttered? Well, now there's Space Triangles, the clever new hanging device that fits over any hanger to save you closet space in seconds. And now may be your last chance to get them for a low price. Now you can vertically hang multiple items, guaranteeing that you'll have up to 70% more space in your closet. Your closet can go from messy to marvelous in no time with ease. The ingenious slip-over design secures the hangers vertically. It snugly fits all types of hangers to save you space. Order now to get an 18-piece set of Space Triangles for just $9.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get Space Triangles at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 closet pack per order while supplies last. Once they're gone forever. Order now.
Call 1-800-587-3514. Call or visit spacetriangles.com. So call 1-800-587-3514 now.
It's the second game of the new year, and the Kraken are looking for a fresh start. This weekend, the Edmonton Oilers in Seattle. Kraken, Oilers, pregame at 6:30, Saturday night on MeTV.
Back now with local sports. The Tri-City Americans take on the Portland Winterhawks tonight in Kennewick. Puck drop at 7:05. The Americans were shut out the first time this season in a 4-0 loss to the Spokane Chiefs on Tuesday. It was their annual New Year's Eve game against Spokane, but the sold-out crowd at the Toyota Center didn't have too much to get excited about as the Americans had a slow start to the game and trailed 2-0 and 4-0 at the period breaks. It was Tri-City's 5th loss in a row and 8th in their last 9. As for tonight, it is the 4th of 6 meetings between the Americans and Winterhawks, and the 3rd in the last 8 days. Last weekend, the two teams played a home-and-home set, with Portland winning both 5-3 at home and 4-3 in Kennewick. Tri-City will travel to Portland in 3 weeks before the season series ends March 21st in Portland.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
It's been an active weather day. We've been seeing rain showers all day long. It's kind of tapered off a little bit. Still a light mist falling outside. Our humidity at 96%, 39 degrees. Winds are light at 6 miles per hour. Here's what it looks like on our radar. We're still seeing some light showers moving through the area. Check out the snow. That's hitting the Blue Mountains, and we're starting to see some mixed precip just north of Yakima towards the Ellensburg area. This is the rainfall potential for tomorrow. As you can see, the west side, mountains getting snow, and Tri-Cities area, we should be seeing more rain showers, but most of that will happen in the evening. Here's Futurecast. There's the snow hitting the Blues tonight. Rain tapering off, giving us a little bit of a dry out. Not for long, though, because we'll get through the afternoon tomorrow. Then those showers are back through the Columbia Basin and the Yakima Valley. More snow across the Cascade Mountains and, of course, across the Blues. So any travel plans this weekend, you're going to want to check those past reports or trip check for Oregon and WashDOT. Here's the snow potential on Saturday. Again, it's going to be across the Cascades, all the way from the top of Washington all the way to the southern portion of Oregon. So it's a pretty active system. Our local passes could be picking up another 4 to 6 at Blewett, 3 to 4 inches Snoqualmie, 2 to 5 inches White Pass, and Ellensburg could see a little bit more snow falling there if you're heading towards the Blue Mountains Tollgate. 3 to 6, 2 to 3 Cabbage Hill, 2 to 3 at Battle Mountain Summit. Here's the storm track on Sunday. Mainly rain showers, and most of those showers staying to the south. So we could see a stray one, though, on Sunday through the area. Tonight, I'm concerned about these temperatures. We're dropping down to that freezing level. Lots of moisture and wet roads out there. There's puddles everywhere around my neighborhood. We could see black ice developing, particularly on those bridges and overpasses. So be prepared for that. If it looks shiny on the road, you'll definitely want to pay attention and slow down. Breezy winds developing tomorrow, but will just be mainly overcast, 45, with a possibility of a stray shower, more than likely staying dry. Sunday's looking good. Look at those warmer temperatures. Slight chance of rain Monday. Pretty stable as we head into next week. We have a big ridge of high pressure coming in to stabilize things. Yakima is going to see some dense fog moving through, so look for that late tonight, early tomorrow, and into Sunday, and temperatures staying in the 30s and 40s for the rest of the week. Fog also settling in to the Kittitas Valley, Ellensburg area. We're going to see fog there, but pretty mellow weather into next week, so a little bit of break between our systems. Temperatures are staying right about average or slightly above, and then those 30s and 40s, that's about where we should be. So overall, not bad. Not the big Arctic blast they're seeing on the East Coast, where temperatures there are falling 20 and 30 degrees below their average. So look for those breezy winds in Hermiston tomorrow as well. A little bit overcast, but those roadways tonight could be slickery out there. So again, pay attention to that.
Yeah, black ice.
Yeah, it's nobody's friend. I don't care if you have a four-wheel drive pickup truck or anything like that. Ice is not your friend.
No, it's not. So be safe, everybody. All right, we're talking about what's trending and National Chocolate Cherry Day up next.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Start 2025 off right with a custom building from Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds. Cozy up to 10% off custom buildings. Need something right away? Get 20% off all in-stock inventory. It's the perfect time to create the space you've always wanted, with free, fast delivery and quality that'll stand up to the chilliest winter days. Whether it's for storage, hobbies, or just making room for your New Year goals, visit Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds and Sunnyside Shed Company today.
SDCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, click on Volunteers Count under the contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com. It's Operation Best Friend every Wednesday morning as we feature lovable pets from area shelters, all wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now as you wish real estate services and cross-country mortgage.
We're Sell My House Fast, and we've been buying unwanted houses for cash, fast, for 25 years. We'll buy this house, and this one, even this one, not that one. If you're relocating, inheriting a home you don't want, if you're behind on taxes and want to avoid foreclosure, going through divorce, or if you just need cash to get out of debt, we will buy your house at a fair cash price. We've got hundreds of Google 5-star reviews because our offers are fair and the process transparent. Call now.
1-800-219-0560. Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. And if a great brew is one of those things that's calling, Kittitas County is the place to be. Award-winning breweries with local flavors for every palate and a story behind every pour. Adventure awaits you all year long. To begin your experience, visit centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Adventures, activities, dining, lodging, and more. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
Next, ET, Golden Globes Beauty Prep. Only we're with host Nikki Glazer.
I'm ready for the red carpet.
And WWE's Liv Morgan gives us an exclusive farm tour.
Next, ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
A special place on the scenic Clark Fork River. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6.
Welcome back to Apple Valley News Now, live at 6:30. Now to what's trending. It is finally here. National Chocolate Covered Cherry Day is today.
Two of my favorite things, chocolate and cherries. So Chucker Cherries and Pross are celebrating and taking a more natural approach. According to them, their chocolate-covered cherries are different. That's because their journey on family-owned orchards in Washington State. Once fully tree-ripened, fresh cherries are gently dried without added sugar or preservatives. These dried cherries are layered in premium European-style chocolate in a copper kettle at the factory in Prosser. The result, according to them, a perfectly balanced treat where the rich chocolate complements the natural fruit rather than masking it. And I agree, they have got great cherries there.
Yeah, and it's not just apples grown here.
That's right.
In the Evergreen State. All right, hey, the Golden Globes, which celebrates the best in TV and film, revealed the presenters for this year's ceremony.
That's right. The star-studded list included Andrew Garfield, Michelle Yeoh, Demi Moore, Dwayne Johnson, Vin Diesel, Elton John, Annika Taylor-Joy, Michael Keaton, and Jeff Goldblum. Comedian Nikki Glazer is the host. Ted Danson will receive the Carol Burnett Award, and Viola Davis will receive the Cecil B. DeMille Award. Should be good stuff.
Yeah, all right. Well, coming up next, we are talking more weather.
That's right, more weather, and of course, your viewer photo of the day.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Save now with stock reduction savings with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including Dello 15W40 diesel oil for just $12.99. New Year's store-wide savings are happening now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
Life's too short to put up with a bad bank. You have a life, places to go, people to see, and things to get done. You don't have time for banks or credit unions that don't care. You deserve better. At Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, we've served Central Washington and the Columbia Basin since 1905 with 10 branches, face-to-face service, and a 5-star app when you're on the go. So go have fun. Do what makes you happy. Life's too short to put up with anything less. Bank better with Yakima Federal.
Vance Heating and Air Conditioning has been keeping Yakima Valley homes safe and comfortable since 1986. We promise friendly customer service, highly trained technicians. You'll be happy. Save $50 on any heating repair. We service all makes and models. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Tonight on 2020, a college student mysteriously vanishes on winter break.
Did he run away? Was he injured? Had he been abducted?
Now, follow the clues across social media and text messages. 2020, tonight on ABC.
Seattle faces off against Edmonton at Climate Pledge, Saturday on MeTV.
And welcome back. We made it to our first Friday night of 2025. Let's take a look at your screen and check out our viewer photo of the day. Look how pretty that is.
Gorgeous.
That was from Teresa, I think it's Roeder. Thank you, Teresa, for sending that in. That was New Year's morning, 2025 in Ellensburg. And it looks like a little bit of snow on the ground with a beautiful sunrise. To get your weather photo on TV, maybe you guys made that your resolution. I'm gonna get my weather photos on TV. Get your smartphone and go take a picture of that QR code. That's the easiest way to get your photo on the air, or go to applevalleyNewsNow.com, click on the weather tab, and you'll see upload a photo here. All right, let's talk about the weather now. Tonight, again, temperatures dropping down below that freezing level through our area. So we could be seeing some slick roads late tonight, early tomorrow. Be aware of that. Plus, we have some dense fog developing in our valleys, the Ellensburg Valley as well as the Yakima Valley tomorrow morning. It could stick around most of the day in Yakima, much like today. Tri-Cities faring a little bit better. We're going to see part of the day pretty nice, and then those rain showers move in later in the day. But again, those temperatures staying above freezing after that. So Tonight could be slick roads out there, so we want to take it extra careful outside. All right, here's what Tri-Cities and Yakima look like. Again, you see those foggy days in Yakima. Temperatures, though, in the 40s, 47 on Sunday, well above our average, but then we start to bump down into the lower 40s and upper 30s. Yakima also cooling down, especially overnight next week, but we get a nice long stretch of pretty mild weather since we've been through active weather since before Christmas. It's been going for several days. So here's what it looks like in Walla Walla and Hermiston. Overall, not bad. Well, we made it through. It's January.
Yep.
Any New Year's resolutions?
I want, on the weekends, I don't want to be on my phone as much. You?
There you go. Just enjoy life more.
There you go. Have a great weekend, everybody. Hoping your news is good news.
Happy New Year.